Bro here, and today I just want to say I'm doing something a little bit different, as you can see by me doing kind of face cam, basically. Even though it's not going to be fully face cam, I don't know what you want from me. It's basically it. Eh. Um, but I am basically going to be reacting and kind of, I guess, discussing kind of what I would do based off these superpower animations that I think it's pronounced felleanimated or felleanimated. I don't know how to fully pronunciate that, but I'm gonna call it the goat animator because he does do some good animations. Like I wish I could do that good level of animation, since technically you also need to be good at art, which I'm not. So it's not really anyone's fault but my own. But basically, we're gonna be just going over these videos, and I'm gonna just, I guess, go through as many as I can, say what I would pick and why, or what would not, and we'll just see kind of what happens from there. So first, starting with number 2, because I could not find number 1, especially on this playlist. So I just found this one. So here we go. Here's the second one right here. Okay, flight, fire manipulation, okay, sorcery, and laser vision. Okay, so flight, fire manipulation, sorcery, and laser vision. First of all, my friend Quackers, or Nanarcan, depending on which one you know him by, would probably pick fire manipulation. I mean, that seems just like, he literally picks fire manipulation when I ask him what power he wants out of any power, so he would choose that one. That would just be one he would choose. Now, however, flight seems like it would be good, but like, if you're scared of heights, you know what I mean? Like, people say they're not scared of heights, but that's also because, from most situations you're safe. How would you feel if suddenly you could be unsafe? You know what I mean? Like, you just go flying in the sky, you're just like, nah, 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 and then all of a sudden, like, a fighter jet just comes like, hey, unidentified flying object, UFO, and you're done. You're just like, bleh. Like, all you got is flight, so, you're gonna be like, oh, bullets! And have holes in you, or a missile. If you have a heat-seeking missile, that means you be flying everywhere. Get away, and then, done. So, definitely not picking that one. And then flight, if you're like 2 feet off the ground, you're just like doing this, like, that's not that cool, so gonna have to cancel that one. Fire manipulation, I guess it would be semi-cool. You could become a firefighter, like, be like, take the fire and be like, save everybody's life. Or you can, like, bend it away, be like, and then you just put it in the air. Or you could be a villain, right? Like, imagine if you had a lighter and you're just like, shh, and then your enemy is like, ha, what are you gonna do with that? And you just go, Wakum! Oh my god, I said Wakum, I'm sorry. Oh my god, I meant to say Watum, because that's, and then I was gonna do the fireball jutsu song, like Japanese wording, and I failed. I failed. I said Wakum instead of Watum, that's crazy. But basically, you just, like, instead of being like, and you just do the giant fireball, you could just lighter, boom, giant fireball. Or you could just do tricks. You could do tricks too. You could be like, watch this as I put my hand in the fire. And then, they'll be like, whoa! Or you could roast marshmallows, dude. Like, I guess there's many ways you could be good. Because, if you're, like, lost in the forest, just, like, put a giant fireball up, like, help! Someone help me! And I don't think any creatures would dare mess with you. I mean, if you start shooting fireballs at them, like, stay back, poof, stay back, poof, stay back. Like, it's it's not gonna really go. That's not gonna be that. They're not gonna mess with you. So, and then you could get cooked food at all times. So, I mean, save you on bills. You can make the pool a warm pool without peeing in it. Oh my god! Just everyone jump in the hot tub, the gigantic hot tub. That'd actually be kind of dope. But then there goes sorcery and laser vision. Laser vision is just out. I mean, out of the other one, you could just have fire, which is always going to be useful, versus laser vision. What are you doing with lasers? Like, what are you gonna Superman? Yeah, you can kill people, I guess. So if you're a villain, but like, if you're gonna be a villain anyways, right? Fire is just gonna be a better option. I mean, like, there's heat and flames anywhere, and you can just carry fire with you, or if they have fire with them, I mean, like, do you know how many people smoke cigarettes? I mean, just boom, and then like they're smoking, and that fire just burnt. You could use that fire to burn them. I don't know. And the versus having laser vision, which is technically heat and light at the same time, or plasma, depending on how you view the laser vision aspect, which case would not be, if it's just light and heat, it can be reflected, and that's the last thing you want, because mirrors can reflect those with ease. Imagine you shoot a laser like, and then they just go up and like hold up a mirror, like reflective surface, boom, and then you're just like, I don't know if that's how you want to lose as a villain, because you're definitely not being a hero, unless you're a soldier in the army, in which case you're still not really a hero. You're just a soldier now, like a worker bee. So I'm gonna, and then sorcery. Depending on what the sorcery is. Actually, what am I talking about? Sorcery is just the best option there. What was in my going? I almost said like to choose fire manipulation. Sorcery, you could be like, in fact, here, you know what? Future me, if you can, put an effect right now of me like, hold up. Maybe I didn't do it. Hold on. You know what? We're gonna zoom in for this one. We're gonna zoom in for this one. So for this one, look, boom. Did I do it 3 times? We'll find out, or 2 times. I don't know how that one would go. But yeah, you see what I mean though. You get the point that like you can just like do that little Amaterasu move. You can send people to mirror dimensions. You can create things. I mean, Dr. Fate, Doctor Strange. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with sorcery for this one. That is I don't know why I even thought about the other ones for a second. So let's go to the next one. Okay, blood control. Okay, teleportation, self-duplication, and force fields. So blood control or blood manipulation, teleportation, clones, or force fields. Okay, this one's actually harder, because if you can control your own blood, you can effectively choose when you die. Technically, as blood is technically also water, which does not mean you control water, but it does mean that since water can become like as dense as steel, as there's machines that use water that like can pierce through steel and iron by highly pressurized, like, I guess, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's like highly pressurized water in a singular concentration that's moving really rapidly, and it's like enough to cut through the steel. I mean, just in general, water can be like, like if you ever fell from a great height and you just hit water, it's not going to cushion your fall. So technically, you could just replicate that non-cushioning effect if you have full control over your blood by basically bending it to where the insides of you is like steel. So like a bullet goes, and you're just like, anyways. And then also and you would only need to do that on like certain parts of your body, like certain parts of your body, like your heart, your your liver, like your colon. Like you would only need to get certain parts where it would, and do that to certain nap portions, or like your head, your brain, basically. So that if you get shot in the head, you're like, just kidding, bam. But then otherwise, that would mean you would just never lose blood, because you just you like, imagine you bite your finger to like draw blood, and then you just put the blood back in your body. Like, stay in there. You'll not leave the door. You don't even have to put it back in. You could just keep it in. Just bite your finger, and then keep the blood in your body. I mean, that's not recommended, as there's reasons why, that happens, or what happens why the blood is leaving your body, but you could. You could. And that also means if you can control other people's blood, that is effectively an insta-kill on any life form that has blood circulating through their body. Because you could just, and turn them into a pretzel, Caleb City style. Which honestly means you could be a pretty good villain or hero because you could be a doctor, and like if they need a blood transfusion, you could just boom, boom, bing, just recirculate their body like. So honestly, that one's not bad. Teleportation is always just gonna be good. I mean, you could literally go boom, boom, boom. I mean, I'm not teleporting, but, if I were teleporting, I could just be like, now I'm here. See, look, now I'm here. You didn't even see me move, did you? Or did I edit it? But, like, see, then I snap my finger again, and here I am. See? Right there, like that. Just totally teleportation. Definitely not just editing. But you get the point, though. You would just be able to go from one place to another like that, and there's nothing really anyone can do. I mean, you can't anticipate a person who can just choose where to go and then be there. I mean, you could maybe catch them off guard, I guess, which is the only way you'd have to worry about if you're a villain, or if any sort of government wanted to get you. But other than that, yeah, you could just... And honestly, I don't think it would even matter, because if you could teleport, right? Unless you're showing it off to people that you can teleport, you could quite literally, nothing would happen to you other than the fact that you would suddenly have teleportation. I mean, you start teleporting to school, you wouldn't suddenly have the government on you like, hey, that kid right there, I didn't see him walk past 73rd Street in Michigan. Like, no, they would not care. So therefore you would just be able to go to school in like a second, and without being late, and just be like, yeah, I'm here. The only issues you would have to deal with maybe teleporting into people, or into walls, or into objects. That's the only issue with that, is that portion right there. But, if you're teleporting to where, like, you can see or something, or if you know a spot is going to be empty, then you could also do that. So, honestly, that one's a close one too, because you may not be able to be a hero. I mean, you could be a hero or a villain, because, I mean, you could just teleport into bases and secret locations, and as long as you don't get stuck in a wall or anything, then there's nothing they can do about it too. Like, you could set off some nukes, and, yeah. Or grab grenades and set off the nukes that way. I mean, but you see the point. But so honestly, you could be a hero or villain with both of them, and they're both I'm gonna put them equal. I'm gonna go with this one, since I forgot what the third one was. Force fields. Force fields. I mean, you can still, depending on what you can do with it, depends. Like, if you can make the force field to where, like, the force field distance from your face is like this, where where it's like basically like imagine this is my hand, you know, okay, well it is my hand, but yeah, imagine this is just me, and then the force field is like right there, you know, like it's barely away instead of this little circle thing that he's got going on. If it's like one of those force fields that outline your entire body, but it's like this like barely away from your face, then that would be kind of dope. Because then that means anything that would like hit you wouldn't actually hit you. Like kind of like Gojo's Infinity. You could just stop something from coming in and bing, and just like I'm gonna punch you, and it just So honestly, it'd be a Gojo's Infinity. Except hopefully you can control the force field or what enters the force field and what can enter and what can exit. Cause like it'd suck if you have a force field on if you can't eat. You know, you have to deactivate the field of protection just to munch down on your, on your like drink or something, or take a sip of your water. That'd be kind of weird and goofy. But otherwise, if you can do that, if you can control what's going in and out, then you could effectively just make it to where, yeah, you could just make it to where the opponent just kind of, you can just lock on the opponent and they're in a bubble and you're just like, you're going to starve in there. And they're like, okay, that sucks. Yeah, so that one's not that bad, but it's also not as good as blood manipulation. Like, no amount of force field is going to help you if the person with blood manipulation just goes, and you're dead. You're just dead. In fact, blood manipulation would probably solo any of these, really, in my opinion. I mean, depending on how fast you can use it and stuff, and if there's cooldowns, then I think blood manipulation just has it. I mean, yeah, because I did see a video, I think, by this same guy who said, like, which one of these four would win? Blood manipulation. I mean, no amount of teleportation, force fields, and I just remembered the cloning one, which I'll get to in a second, will stop a guy who can just snap everything around him. He can just literally control every single, like, if, depending on how much of this blood manipulation you can control, then, like, let's say we gave a mastery of all of them, right? Then blood manipulation would effectively, at a mastery level, would allow you to just control every living thing that has blood in it. And you could just simultaneously kill everything that's not you. And there's no amount of cloning, no amount of force fields, no matter teleporting will help you. Because even if the teleporter is about to, like, teleport and punch you, he's already dead. He's like, huh, that. You know what I mean? You could just, he coming in and then you send his blood, you're like, blood, go that way. And he goes, huh, like, have you ever just lost blood, blood, like the feeling of like the blood leaving your head or something, so you feel kind of numb? Like, it's kind of like that. So you would just go numb and just, there you go. So blood manipulation would definitely win out of all of these. But with self-duplication, that's the one I'm going to pick, because I would choose clones if I had powers that were not allowed to be OP. In which case, then, yeah, cloning is just way too good. I mean, I've learned from Naruto doing the hand signs, like that kind of thing. So, and with that being said, like, cloning is just effective no matter how you see it. You can live your life normally. I mean, you can just pretend you have twins and triplets and stuff and have them go work under a different alias. And, boom. I mean, or you could go to work. You could let them go to your work, apply for another job, go to that work, send a clone there, go to another job, get that work, and basically you can just work everywhere. And then say that you have that many twins. You can say that your parents are from Africa and they gave birth to 14 of the same children. and call it a day. Be like, yep, there's 14 of us. They all look the same. Get used to it. And that would be a lot of money. Because, I mean, think about it. If you make like $15 an hour and you make like, let's say, $600, right? Every 2 weeks. And that was 14 jobs of that. That would mean that you would be making like thousands of dollars, over like multiple thousands of dollars in 2 weeks doing normal jobs. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. But yeah. So you could make that much money in 2 weeks doing normal jobs. It wouldn't be suspicious, and it would work out. You would get rich effectively, because the clones don't. It doesn't say the duplications have to stay duplicated, which means you're not feeding more mouths. If effectively you could just get rid of them right after they come back from work, and you're just collecting. You don't even have to go to work at that point. You could sit home. If you're an introvert, you could just sit home, read a book, work out, do some push-ups, I don't know. And that would just, boom, there you go. Now you just make money for free. You can basically feel like what it feels like to be a millionaire, except without the full, the full thing. And you wouldn't have to worry about, like, if you splurge on foods, because you're only eating for like one person, or how many ever people you choose to like eat for, and you have way more money. I mean, you could literally just have your significant other just not have to go to work. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with self-duplication. And then, most importantly, depending on how much clones you can do, you could just raid Area 51 by yourself. Just have your clones go into it. Yeah, they may die at the hundreds, but like literally no place has enough bullets to handle infinity. Like literally, we don't even have enough bullets to handle a zombie apocalypse. Just to be clear, in case you don't believe me, if a zombie apocalypse of millions of zombies just stormed a military base, there's nothing that military base could do other than maybe start sending missiles and stuff, right? And that's with them also knowing that the zombie apocalypse is just, is on its way, rather than it just appearing out of thin air, right? In this case, you would just have infinite of you, even if they don't have a weapon, because they don't need to have a weapon, since you don't need to be anywhere near the action. You could just send infinite clones to go fight a battle while you stay home. I mean, the military, like the government isn't like Batman, so they're not gonna know, hey, wait, this version of Dark is right here while these are over here. That means you should probably go after this one that's by himself. So honestly, I could just sit home, like watch from like a TV screen or not, and just let them storm. I mean, there's nothing they could do about it. What, they're gonna kill all of them? There's infinite. You'll run out of bullets eventually. And even if you're not strong like I am, I mean, if I had 100 of you, have 100 of you punching anybody, as long as your bones aren't so frail that air can kill you, then any normal punch from a normal person 100 times would get anybody. Just, if I ganged up 1,000 of me on the world's strongest man, he is not standing a chance. It doesn't matter how much you say, oh, well, he's the world's strongest man. 1,000! 1,000! That is 1,000 times a weak person. that equals a strong person, minimum. In fact, if I just have enough people, I can have my punches feel like I'm Goku's coming after you at that point. Just with that many people punching you. I mean, and then let alone, you still can't, even if you can't feel it, 100 people just slamming their bodies onto you is enough to keep you from basically effectively doing anything. I mean, because then they'll just keep compiling, and then compiling and piling and piling. You see what I mean? You can't do anything about it. So, self-duplication. Even if in a battle, blood manipulation would 100% win, and as you can use it better, quote unquote better, as you can become a doctor, or protect yourself from literally anything. I mean, as long as it's not something that doesn't affect your blood, you're fine. But even if it does affect your blood, I mean, if you have a clone, that's why self-duplication is better in that case, as the government can't poison every clone, you know what I mean? And if you just, because they wouldn't know where you are, right? If you have a clone everywhere, they wouldn't know which one's the real one. And honestly, you could just control everything. I mean, if you have a clone of you everywhere, there's nothing anyone can do about that. So, we're going to go to number 4 now. Okay, reality warping, already seeming kind of OP. Light manipulation, okay, shadow manipulation. And ghost-like really? Sorry, bro, but like, this one's gotta be the most wackest one I've ever seen. Bro started off with reality warping. Do I need to go further? And then ended it with Danny Phantom. Danny Phantom. You can be Thanos with the reality stone and be like, reality can be whatever I want it to be. You're now a hot dog. Or you could be a Danny Phantom and phase your hand through people's, bodies. Like, what? Oh my god. Oh my god. Hey, Danny Phantom. Hey, Danny Phantom me. Hold on. You know what? Oh, we need to get it out. How I need to get some personal opinion. Hey, Danny Phantom me. So what do you think about that? With the whole ghost-like abilities and reality warping. Honestly, I would have to say that's pretty dumb. I don't know why he put my abilities with Thanos. I don't know. It's kind of silly, don't you think? Because I mean, oh, well, you already said you're silly, so honestly, I agree with you. I do. Exactly. So, yeah. So, and also, I don't know how I'm gonna edit that. Future me, you have some editing to do. If this video comes out like 5 years later, now you know why I edited the video. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let's go ahead and shrink down this. There we go. Well, I'm not shrink. Whoa, it's not shrinking. There we go. So yeah, reality warping is the obvious choice. I mean, I don't know why you choose light manipulation or shadow manipulation, which both are good. Don't get me wrong, they're definitely better than ghost. I mean, shadows, you can literally just choke someone by using their own shadow, which they can't prevent because shadows literally follow you everywhere. Unless it's nighttime, in which case technically still do. But you would need light in order to cast a shadow. Which, by the way, light manipulation doesn't just mean like flashlights or anything, which you could make a flashlight, turn into like the sun and blind people. Or you can make it to where they just don't see you. I mean, you just make it to where it's like, ooh, boom, flash of light, beam of light, and then boom, now look, guys, I totally disappeared, totally. Oh my god, beam of light again, come in, and boom, look at that. Right, I'm back, guys, I'm back. Oh my god, that light manipulation ability, kind of crazy. Nah, I'm joking, but yeah, if you didn't choose reality manipulation, I have no clue. I don't know what to say to you. This is reality manipulation. Yeah. So, I don't know. Do I need to explain why I'd pick it? You can bend anything to your will. Aliens probably can't even touch you because you can warp reality. I mean, it's like you're basically Dr. Manhattan now. They have a gun, you just them. You literally hold up a Uno reverse card and they just can't do anything about it. The bullet's about to enter you. You hold Uno reverse. The bullet enters them, and they're like, what? And it's like, yep, yep, yep. Someone punches you, they feel the damage. I mean, I could go on and on. I mean, you could give yourselves the other abilities with reality. You could just be like, I warp through the wall, or I can control shadows. I mean, like. This has got to be. You know what? I want to, before I end this video, I do want to see the comments of this one to see if everyone else thought it was as dumb as, you know. yeah, look at that. With this one, you can do anything. With this one, you can be a flashlight. yeah, like I'm looking at these, and people really just be like, oh my, there's no way someone said shadow manipulation, and there's no way someone said let me go ghost. Danny Phantom, I swear, you can just do that with any of them. And in shadow manipulation, really? Like, why would they do that? I'm trying to see. He said he don't trust himself. That's crazy. Be the light and oh my god, the people that chose shadow manipulation and light is crazy. Like, what are with these people choosing? Like why would you? Well, I understand not if reality warping didn't encompass, you know, that main portion which I said, I would understand why you choose maybe shadow manipulation, as I'd probably pick that one. Because I mean, yeah, you can turn yourself invisible to other people's, you know, point of view, but like, if you can control shadows, you can effectively just stand there, and someone shoots a bullet, shadow catches the bullet. So I mean, like, yeah, but the fact that people actually chose willingly the other abilities is insane. It's insane, honestly. Unless they're assuming you can't control it, in which case, if it's just out of your control, shadow manipulation probably is what I would pick. But if it's within your complete control, there's not any other answer than reality warping. Is just the incorrect answer. I don't care what you have to say. You cannot convince me that with reality warping, which does every of the other three options, is somehow worse than one of the three options that it can do and more. It does all three plus more. So you cannot convince me that one of those other three are somehow better than the one that encompasses one of those other three that you're arguing, unless it's just you have no control over the ability. That's the only way that would be somewhat not plausible as an option, because you don't want to be able to have, you know, reality warping and not control it, because if reality just starts warping, you know, without your control, then that's a little dangerous. But if you have complete control over it, it doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, it just doesn't. And because this video is pretty long already, and I do need to get it edited some point this year or next year, actually, because I'm not gonna upload this on Christmas. I might actually, and no, I won't. You're probably seeing this on the 26th. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, with that being said, if you disagree with me on any of these, let me know in the comments down below. And, you know, give me whatever you say, how you would feel on the situation. And I'll try my best to comment back if you feel like it, that is, of course. And if you know, I'm glad if you've made it this far into the end of the video, then that's awesome. You're a cool person. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, everyone.